Miley Cyrus, a fellow Sagittarian, said it best. I can't be tamed. Thank you for listening and watching this video. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Check out the rest of my videos. Follow me on Instagram at Lamarr Townsend. Like me on Facebook, facebook.com/Lamarr Townsend Official. Check out my website, Lamarr Townsend Tarot, where you can learn more about me and you can purchase your own personal, private, confidential reading. My readings are not free, they are $1 per minute. I am a psychic, intuitive, clairvoyant, clairaudient tarot reader. I'm a naturally clairvoyant, clairaudient, intuitive, empathic psychic. So, I would love to do a reading for you. Also, check out my SoundCloud. Follow me on SoundCloud, follow me on Google+, and check out my Bandcamp, where you can listen to all my albums and my music that I make. I'm also an artist. So, Sagittarius men and women, and why you will probably never be able to tie them down. Well, like I said in my introduction, Sagittarius men and Sagittarius women simply just cannot be tamed people. Alright? They can't be tamed in a love relationship. They can't be tamed in a family relationship. Like if you have a Sagittarius brother or sister or a son or daughter or aunt or uncle, mom or dad, that person just cannot be tamed. They are going to do what they want. They're going to say what they want. They're going to act just how they want, and you are not going to change them. I'm sure you have many times tried to change a Sagittarius. Chances are it did not work. Okay? Chances are that Sagittarius was stuck in his or her ways, and that's perfectly okay. Because you know what? In the Sagittarius' mind, you don't always have to be right. In the Sagittarius' mind, you're not always right. Actually, because the Sagittarius is the sign about higher learning, higher thinking, being an individual, following one's own path. So that's the essence of a Sagittarius, is that they're always going to they're always going to fire. What in the world? I mean, you guys are fire signs, but you guys are going to follow, Sagittarius men and women are going to follow their own higher learning, their own belief system, whatever that be, whatever their inner core belief system is. Let me tell you something about a Sagittarius kid. A Sagittarius kid from the get-go will have his or her own personality, and as he or she gets older, I'm telling you, if you have a Sagittarius kid, I'm letting you know, as he or she gets older, that individualism, that sense of self is only going to get stronger and stronger. And you're not going to be able to tame that Sagittarius little boy or little girl anymore once they get older. You know, you can always give them advice. They may take your advice if they really value, you know, your advice. If they really value you, they'll take your advice. But 9 times out of 10, if they don't, they're not going to take your advice. They're going to take their own advice. Sagittarius, I love you guys, but Sagittarius can sometimes be a little hard-headed. And they know this. They know they can be hard-headed sometimes. But they just like listening to their own, they just like listening to their own self, their own voice. They like listening to themselves without outside critique, without outside, you know, opinion. You know? As a matter of fact, outside opinion can really aggravate the Sagittarius. Like, outside opinions, whether, like, they're unwarranted or whether they are, like, you know, warranted. Meaning, like, whether the Sagittarius man or woman asks you for your opinion or whether they don't ask you for your opinion. Like, the Sagittarius, your opinion is the way the Sagittarius kind of figures out your true colors. You know, like, it's weird, but your opinion or the advice that you tell the Sagittarius or give the Sagittarius is your way of showing the Sagittarius your your true colors. Alright? So the Sagittarius is going to take note of, say for example, the Sagittarius man or woman says, you know what? I'm dyeing my hair red and I'm moving to Italy. And I don't care what anyone says. I have no money in my bank account. I'm going to get a job and I'm going to work it out. Okay, so if you're like, oh, Sagittarius, what are you thinking? Like, you're gonna just move to Italy on a whim, with no money in your bank account, and you're gonna dye your head red thinking you're gonna get a job looking like that? Sagittarius, no. What you need to do is you need to get a job, any job will do, save up money, and then move to Italy. And really think about whether or not you want to dye your head red, because I'm not really sure red is a good color for you anyway. But Sagittarius is going to look at you and be like, oh, okay, so that's how you feel about me. That's your advice. That's what you really think I should do. That's interesting. Red's one of my favorite colors, actually. So it's really, I'm really offended that you don't think I look good in red. So, point taken. I'm also offended that you don't think I could make it to Italy, go to Italy, and make it on my own. It seems like you don't think I have the will or the proper education or the proper tools or skills to make that happen. So that's kind of disheartening. Point taken about that. Like the Sagittarius is going to take notes like that about what you give to the Sagittarius in that moment. But Sagittarius is also going to take notes about whether or not that he or she even asked for that opinion or advice. Okay, so I didn't ask for that opinion or advice in the first place, so you just gave it unwarranted, and that was kind of rude, I mean, you could have been way more supportive of my decision and my desire, to move to Italy and dye my hair red, that's how you really feel. You showed your true colors, even when I didn't ask, so that's 3 strikes, you're out. The Sagittarius is probably going to cut you off and not going to want to talk to you again, because the Sagittarius just does not need that energy in his or her life. The Sagittarius just cannot be tamed. I'm telling you. I am a Capricorn Sun and Libra Moon, but I have my Mercury and my Mars in Sagittarius. I also have a couple other planets in Sagittarius. So I have I have a lot of Sagittarius energy, and I think that I don't know what it is about this new energy shift that we're in right now, 2017, but I really feel like, and I was talking to this about, I was talking to this, or I was talking about this with one of my other kind of astrologer, psychic tarot friends. Shout out to Varouche Tarot. If you guys watch her, shout out to Varouche Tarot. And she was just saying, I think she was reading my chart, and she was like, oh, this is what I see. You're turning from an earth sign into a fire sign. I was like, that's interesting, because I've been feeling really fiery and feisty lately. So I'm like, that's really interesting. And I think I have all the fire signs in my full chart. I have Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius in my full chart. Anyways, I say that all that to say that I feel like sometimes at heart, I'm a quarter Sagittarius, I guess because I am. So I feel you guys. I feel that you guys don't want to be tied down. I guess for me it would be more so tied down since it's Mercury and Mars. I want to know what other planets I have in. But we're just going to stay focused on Mercury and Mars. Mercury is about... What is Mercury about, actually? I mean, and this is also for anyone else who has Mercury in Sagittarius. Oh, it's about day-to-day expression and communication. So that's how I express myself. I express myself and communicate like a Sagittarius, I guess. And Mars is about animalistic instincts and aggression. So okay, that makes sense. It's all coming together now. Oh my God. I'm becoming a Sagittarius. I was born December 27th, so I was born in the fiery part of Capricorn. Anyways, Sagittarius. Men and women just cannot be tamed, people. Okay? And here's the thing about a Sagittarius. If you want to date a Sagittarius long term, meaning you don't want the Sagittarius to eventually leave you, meaning because usually it's the Sagittarius who leaves. a partner who's not good for them first, or a partner who's just not benefiting their life first, or bringing like what they need. But it can also, on the flip side, a shadow Sagittarius will stay in a relationship to seek that validation, and a shadow Sagittarius can actually sometimes be energy vampires, but that's a different video. We're talking about the more evolved Sagittariuses in this video. Thank you for watching and listening, evolved Sagittariuses. Okay, but Sagittarius is like not gonna stay with anyone long term who is not the total package. Meaning, someone who like gives them butterflies like every day. Like, you know how you have the butterflies for like someone in a relationship for like maybe like the first 6 months, but after a while that goes away. Like the Sagittarius needs that to like keep up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the Sagittarius needs that feeling constantly for reassurance that this is the one. You are the one for me. So butterflies. The love needs to be there. You know how sometimes in relationships the love just eventually like you know kind of dies out. Like the love needs to be up to par. It needs to be exciting. You know how in relationships sometimes like it gets boring after 6 months or a year or 2 or 3. No, Sagittarius always needs to be excited. Okay, if you're a very boring person, burn. If you're a very boring person, you and the Sagittarius are just not gonna work out very well. All right, I'm sorry to say that, but it's just not gonna work. All right. Because Sagittarius needs excitement and adventure and needs to be stimulated in a relationship. Basically, a Sagittarius needs a reason not to leave your ass, okay? Let's just keep it 100, alright? Like, basically, I mean, am I lying, Sagittarius, men and women? Can I get a hootie hoo if I'm, like, not lying? Like, like, you just need someone who you just don't have the desire to just, up and leave, Like, it's so easy for a Sagittarius to run. Sagittarius are runners, naturally. They run from anything that's not working for them. Whether it be a relationship, a job, a living situation. They will figure out a plan and run from your ass, okay? So, you just need to give them a reason to stay. Listen to those things I said before. Keep up. There needs to be butterflies, excitement, love, adventure, passion. Zestiness, hotness, like excitement, like especially in the bedroom. Like you can't do the same routine over and over and over again with the Sagittarius. Every now and then you just need to say, hey, you know what? Let's call off work and just go to the beach today. Hey, you know what? Let's drive down to New York or LA or I don't know, the museum or I don't know, Italy. I don't know. I'm not judging. But that's what a Sagittarius needs in a relationship. Like, don't those birds sound so beautiful? La, 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 la. um, I'm trying to keep this video exciting for Sagittarius to give them a reason not to, like, click off. Like, you just have to keep a Sagittarius interested and intrigued, okay? And you just have to remember that they can't be tamed. They're going to do what they want at the end of the day, always, Sagittarius men and women are really good for, like, booty call relationships or, like, friends with benefits relationships because Sagittarius can be super duper no strings attached, like, with people, you know? Even with people they love and people close to them, they can be no strings attached. Sure, we can hook up, no strings attached. Sure, you can crash on my couch for a week, no strings attached. Sure, you can borrow my favorite pot, no strings attached. I'm eventually going to want it back, though. You know? Sagittarius just don't care. They don't care. They're not caught up in some of the things that other people are so caught up about. So I feel like feel like people sometimes take things way too seriously. And Sagittarius is really just like to have fun. They like to be spontaneous. They don't like to be so regimented and rigid all the time and robotic. Every now and then they just need some, to throw in some spiciness. They need to throw in some, like a plot twist every now and then. But that a Sagittarius just needs excitement every now and then. So that's Sagittarius, and that's why Sagittarius men and women are so hard to darn tie down. They're great friends, though. Not the best romantic partners. Even in relationships, they can sometimes be really weird and like random and like it's just hard to understand sometimes. And I think it's because I don't know, it could depend on which Sagittarius. Because I feel like November Sagittarius are those closer to November, meaning like early December, might be more straightforward and blunt and like, nip it in the bud type Sagittariuses due to that scorpion like energy that they're falling from. But then I found that maybe like the just later December Sagittariuses maybe have that like complex, really like eccentric, like really hard to understand type Capricorn energy, because the later you fall into December, the closer you get to Capricorn. Once you get to December 22nd, I think it's like Capricorn. So, and then those Capricorns born in December, you'll find have that like really fiery, like me, have that really fiery kind of Sagittarius like energy. So it really depends on the situation. But yeah, that's why a Sagittarius man or woman would, or is hard to tie down. They're just not meant to be tamed. They know what they want. They know who they want, and they're not going to steer too far from that. All right. They always get what they want, and they always get who they want. All right. Sagittarius men and women, you guys are so fiery and honest and upfront and fluid and just so easy to get along with. Some people don't understand your personality, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Those people aren't for you, and you aren't for them. So, moving on along, Sagittarius men and women, and know that you are the shit. Okay, you are everything and beyond, and we love you for your humor and the bright light that you bring to this world. Alright? Thank you guys for listening and watching. Please check out my website, LamarrTownsendTarot.com. Like me on Facebook, Facebook.com/LamarrTownsendOfficial. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram at Lamarr Townsend. Follow me on Google+. Follow me on SoundCloud. Check out my Bandcamp. And I'll catch you guys next time. Sagittarius is keeping awesome. Alright? And fiery. Peace out.